for a sidewalk. When I finally lay my eyes on you, someone I've already loved, will you find your way out?
हेलो ओके तो लेट मी सी कितनी वॉइस ठीक होगी मे बी लेट्स जस्ट enough of music. That's enough music for one day. So hello and welcome to the stream. In today's stream what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and learn the basics of OpenGL for the first time. So let us go ahead and try to understand the basics of OpenGL. Let's see OpenGL के basics पढ़ेंगे. OpenGL, I'm going to work with OpenGL in C++ of course. So I will be using code blocks. I really have not used code blocks in a long time, and to be honest I do not like C++ and C that much, and I haven't really worked with them either. So I'm a very new person to these kind of languages. I'm familiar with the syntax and everything, but I don't know how hard or easy is it going to be for me to understand how this code block thing works. So is there any way that I can change the color of everything? So I want to see if I can change the editor color and stuff. Is it possible? No. I'm assuming that it should be there should be some way of doing that, though I'm not sure about it right now, but I hope that I can change this color somehow. Yeah, there is an option to change the syntax highlighting. That makes a lot of sense, but what else do I have? Can I change the what are the general settings? General settings we have code completion, case sensitive, dive intendant, blah blah blah. This is fine. White space cursor, encoding, folding. Okay, I will try to change the color and everything later on, but for now let's just try to understand the basics of OpenGL. Opening a window. If you want to open a window, before jumping to OpenGL, you will learn how to build the code that goes with each tutorial and how to run it. Most importantly, how to play with the code yourself. So yeah, if you are building OpenGL on Windows, which I am, I would need to write some piece of code. I have built the OpenGL already, so I want to see how do I open the window. The first thing is that we have to okay, so I have to include standard headers stdio, stdlib. I know these are, the first one is for input output, and for I do not know the second one, but that's fine. And then this one, which is include glue, always include it before gl.h or this, since it's a bit magic. Okay, I'm gonna assume that it's magical. If I will include this, then this is for Windows and the keyboard. And finally I have to include we don't actually need this one, but this is 3D, this is a library for 3D mathematics. Later on we might want to use it. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to move to the main function, and inside of the main function, first thing to do is initialize glfw. So glfw is something that we need to initialize. Okay, glue experiment equal to true. If not glfw, then fail to initialize and return -1. Makes some sort of sense, not much, but okay. And then we can now create a first OpenGL window. Are you sure that this is going to work? We can now create a first window. These are the things that we need to write. So, okay, let's try to see if the code that I'm trying to understand, if it's gonna work or not, because if it isn't going to work, then there's no point. yeah, I just need to try and see if it actually works. This is fine, this is fine, and this is fine, and this is fine. Can I build and run and see if it works? No, I have an error. The error is no such file or directory. I do not have glf ew. Okay, how about I remove these two libraries because I'm not doing any 3D mathematics right now. Did you mean glue init? glf init is not declared in this scope. Alright, so I'm facing a lot of problems while following the original code, and I kind of expected it, to be honest. But anyways, let me try and open one file. The file was named as, so there must be one sample file that I want to open. This was the sample file that I want to open. In this file, what we did was we included glut, gl/glut, and then these were the functions that this file had. Other than that, yeah, so that's how it worked. Okay, so this code works as far as I know. Yeah, so this code actually works. It creates a spinning square, and you can change the shape and size of the window and everything. So this code works. Now I need to understand what is the difference between these two codes. Yeah, how about I go to OpenGL tutorials. Yes. I do not want to read these chapters because I feel that I have done it already. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. If I had Ubuntu, things would have been so much easier to work with, but I do not have Ubuntu anyways. These are the popular libraries. What is this? There are quite few libraries out there that provide the functionality we seek, some specifically aimed at OpenGL. Those libraries save us the operation time specific work and give us a window and OpenGL context to render in. Some of the more popular libraries are glut, SDL, SMFL, GLFW. I'm working with glut, by the way. On Learn OpenGL, we'll be using GLFW. Feel free to use any other library. The setup for most is similar to GLFW setup. Yeah, I have glut installed. I do not know if I should go ahead and use glut, or should I try to install any other library. Not very sure about that. Okay, let's learn glut only. Okay, OpenGL glut. Yep, that's the OpenGL toolkit which we're gonna use. Glut is the OpenGL utility toolkit, a Windows system independent toolkit for writing OpenGL programs. It implements simple windowing application program interface for OpenGL. Glut makes it considerably easy to learn about and explore OpenGL programming. Glut provides a portable API so you can write a single OpenGL program that works on both. It is designed for constructing small to medium-sized OpenGL programs. It's not a fully featured toolkit, so large applications requiring sophisticated user interfaces are better off using native Windows system toolkit like Motif. Glut is simple, easy and small. My intent is to keep Glut that way. The Glut library supports the functionality to multiple windows for OpenGL rendering, callback. There are several other things that Glut can do. Now, I want to check if it's perfectly fine for me to use Glut or not. Okay. Glut OpenGL tutorials. I'm not sure if I should use Glut or should I go with the non-Glut side. OpenGL is a cross-language, cross-platform API for rendering 2D and 3D vector graphics. OpenGL API is designed mostly in hardware, associated libraries. The earliest version released with companion library called OpenGL Utility Binary Library. But since OpenGL is quite complex process, so in order to make it easier, other libraries such as Toolkit is added, which are later superseded by FreeGlut, later improved by Glee, Glue, and Gliding. Right. Okay, so they are also using Glut. I'm happy that someone else is also using Glut. Okay. Let's try to see how OpenGL works. Okay. Yes. This is our main aim for today. Trying to understand how OpenGL works. So it is a C program. We want a C++ program. Can we have a C++ program for the same? I don't know. So let's just work with the C program itself. It doesn't matter. We have to include studio glut math and we have to define pi. Okay. Now this is a function to initialize. When we want to initialize, making background color black as first 3 arguments are all 0. So this is black. Okay, first we give the color, picture color green, as middle argument is 1. Breadth of picture boundary is 1 pixel. Matrix mode is GL projection matrix, and you have to load and set the window dimensions. So this is the initialize function. So first you init, first you say glut init and set the display mode to RGB. Then you init the window size and window position, and then you give the name and then write my init. That will initiate this thing. Then you say glut display function display. So you have to create a display function, and that display function, what is it going to do? It is going to iterate from 0 to 2 pi, and it is trying to draw at x comma y. So that makes a lot of sense, to be honest. This piece of code makes a lot of sense. We created a spinning square, which is not what we're trying to create. Why have we created a spinning square? No, this is not correct. Which main.cpp are we at? Need to close this project. Yes, no. Undefined reference to glue ortho 2D. Setting window dimension in x, y, negative x and negative y direction. Why are we getting undefined reference to this? If I do not if I comment it out, for example, I do not have a circle on the screen. Draw a point on screen using glut OpenGL. Let's go and try to draw shapes using glut. Let's try to draw basic shapes. The weirdest part is that I have to check first if the piece of code that I'm trying to understand is gonna work or not, and if it works, only then I want to understand the code. says undefined reference to glue perspective. Why are we getting so many errors? Undefined reference to glue perspective. I assume that I have linked everything perfectly, because if I go to the linker setting, there you go, I have free glue OpenGL 32. What else do I need to link? I need to have, so I have free glue 32, OpenGL 32. Might also want to add these 3 maybe, right? And then I'll say okay. I will restart the code blocks. Also I want to open the project in VS Code. So my idea is that I will write the code in VS Code, but I will compile it from the compiler of code blocks. In that way I can feel like I can feel a little more safe and happy. That's fine. Yes, it is. Let's download some C++ formatter. This doesn't work with C++. I'm just trying to make it work, but it isn't. Execute your user thing, ensure it is installed. Clang format. Let's type in Clang format. Yes, we have the miss. I am going to write some unable to activate this. Why are you unable to activate these things, by the way? No clue. Some problem. For us, the most important thing that VS Code was supposed to do is to help us link the code, but it's not the case. Then there isn't a lot I can do, to be honest. I hope that's not all. Yep, if I do this, it's working. Thank God. Okay, so this is working, which is a very good news for us. I want to uninstall it. Okay, that's gone. Good. So now maybe I can focus on the project, where the project was sample.cpp, and when I ran the project I get an error says iglu no such file or directory. So that's the problem with the compiler. Linker settings, I do not have these 3 things, and if I do not use these 3 things, then undefined reference to glue perspective. Okay. Okay, she's it needs a library that contains glue perspective. That library is libglu. Libglu. So I need to say libglu in the compiler. Linker dash libglu. How do I add libraries? Libglu C++ download. Libglu download for Linux. No, I want to download it for Windows. For Windows. I basically feel that this is not going to work. I'm gonna be facing a lot of problems and if I keep trying OpenGL this way. I have to figure out another method. Because OpenGL installation free glut okay, glut 32, right? I might want to test the OpenGL, run the program. Cannot find -iglu. Cannot find -iglu. Windows. I'm seriously considering having a Linux version or something of Linux that can help me create these programs, because I assume having Linux would be a lot more helpful than doing it here. My question is, can I use OpenGL on WSL2? Can I use that? No, not an ideal thing, and for my case it is creating a lot of problems. How do I install libraries here? OpenGL 101, drawing primitives. If you go to the example 4.cpp, you are going to get a lot of errors because you do not have glue and glfw, both of them. You do not have these things, so there's no point of trying this out. Okay. Settings, linker settings. Okay. My question is, where have I installed the, if I go to the then it is C M S Y MinGW 64. Inside of here I must have the glue free glut and OpenGL libraries, hopefully that's how it's working. So that's my assumption, but I think it should be inside include. G. No, it's not inside include then. G bin. There is glue 32.dll, glue info, some other libraries that I'm not really much sure about. But yeah, if you want glut opening, nay. So this is also not working for me. How will I use I'm pretty sure that I cannot include glut and other stuff. I can include glut, but I cannot include glue and other stuff. That's what I think. So this is going to give me an import error most probably. No, it didn't. But it didn't work also. Why? It actually isn't drawing anything on the screen. Okay. This is some vertex shader, fragment shader, compile shader, link program, load data in buffer. This is init display. First you init, then set the display mode, window size, init the window position, create the window name, then you run the glue init function. Afterwards you write the init function, which is clearing everything. Makes some sense. And then you also have a display function which clears the buffer before each drawing. Draw triangles and swap the buffers. And then there is glut main loop. If you look at the load data in buffers, and that's that. There's a lot of weird stuff in here and most of it isn't working for me. Haha. This seems like my best chance. Seems like the best chance that I have. Yep. Looks like the best chance that I have here is this one only. I ran the piece of code, I built it, and I hit run, and then it gave me an error that main must return an int. So return 0, maybe, who knows. Then it gave me an error that main must return int, and I assume that I did return 0. Excuse me. If I build this thing, then it still gives me an error that main must return 0. Okay. Now I'm assuming that definitely it's not my fault, because main must return 0. Undefined reference to glue ortho 2D. Undefined reference to glue ortho 2D. You need to put the OpenGL and glue libraries in the project. The hashtag include directive is not library, it's just a reference of what library can do for you. Extension on Linux and .dll.lib on Windows. You need to tell us what you're going to compile, and also tell what libraries are you going to open for. For example, OpenGL in Windows is OpenGL Okay. And where can I download the OpenGL libraries from? Or these libraries? Let's say I can download this from 3.00. Okay. Let's go to this download section. Let us. Oh, it has been downloaded in the download section itself. So I'm going to extract it here, and I'm going to open this. Now this is freeglut.dll. In 64 we also have freeglut.dll. Inside of the include we have some libraries related to freeglut, and inside of the lib we have 2 libraries. Okay, let's see where are we supposed to put these things in the mingw link. So I'll go to this point, mysys mingw64, because this is our current compiler. So then go to the freeglut folder and include /gl and copy the gl folder. So I'll go to the freeglut folder, include /gl, okay, include gl, and copy the gl folder. I'll copy the gl folder, go to the code blocks installation, inside of the include, paste the gl folder. I will replace the files in destination. Okay, next from the downloads folder, freeglut/lib/64. So I'm going to say freeglut/lib/64, copy 2 files and go to mingw lib. I'm going to copy these 2 files and I'm going to go to bin. I have to go to mingw lib. So I'm going to go to mingw lib. I'm gonna paste them here, and once again I have 2 similar looking files which I replaced. Okay, again go to the downloads folder and copy one, freeglut.dll. Alright, so go here, I know that this is here, freeglot.dll, and go to C Windows System 32. Okay, C Windows System 32. There is no System 32. C Windows slash System 32. C slash Windows slash System 32. System 32, and just paste it here again. Okay, so it wasn't there already, which is kind of weird. I assumed that it would be here. Next up, run open Notepad, run as administrator, open the file from templates and search glut32, replace with freeglut. Okay, which is weird. But still, I'm going to try and do the same thing as they said. So I have the code blocks installed in one of the files here. I'm not sure which file, but yes, it is installed in one of those files. So this is the code blocks file. Inside of the code blocks file, I'm supposed to go to this share section, code blocks, templates, then click to show all files. Open glut.cbp, glut.cbp, and search all glut32 and replace with freeglut. So I might just want to use something like VS Code for this. Yes. Now here I'm going to search for all glut32 and replace with freeglut. Glut32. Yes, so I think glut32 is just at one whole place. I want to replace this with freeglut. I did it. Then open share code block template wizard slash glut, templates wizard slash glut, then click to show all files. There's just one file, and here also replace all glut32 with that thing. Glut32, there is no glut32, which is kind of funny. Yep. One thing that I could have done is, yes, this is done. Now I can create a glut project. I'll do that later on. But inside of the templates, am I inside of the templates? Yes. Inside of the templates, I could have just said code dash and I can search for glut32 and replace them with freeglut. I just found that at two places only. I'm going to replace it, two occurrences, with the freeglut. So this is done. Now I'm going to close code blocks, and once again I'm going to open the code blocks, and I'm going to assume which math topics and other related topics should I learn to be good at coding questions and competitions. Which math topics and other related topics should I be knowing in order to be good at? I would say that there is not such a thing called math topics that you need to learn in order to be good at coding. But in general, if you know enough about the basic maths that you've learned until your 12th class, I think that should be enough. You do not need to do maths in specifically maths. If you want to be good at coding, it's going to be fine. So yeah, at least for DSA you do not really need to learn maths specifically. You're fine without it. So I'm assuming that you know basics of math already. Okay, now open code blocks, select file, new project, glut project, file, new project. I want to open a glut project. Okay, next. I'm gonna say first I have to select the glut location, and that I have to select from the min.gw. So I have to go to the location. Okay, the location would be C drive, and inside of the C drive it's gonna be at okay, this is very confusing. This is seriously very confusing and not ideal at all in any way, but we have to do it, unfortunately. Okay, include, I do not know if I need to write something else. Please select glut's location. Please set the location of glut on your computer. This is the top level folder where glut was installed. To help you, this folder must contain the subfolders include and live. No, I don't know math, but thank you so much for your response. Okay, that was a weird conversation. Okay, the path you enter seems valid, but this wizard can't locate the following glut's library. Glut32 init. Also tried prepending lib and appending.a and .lib. The path that you entered seems valid, but this wizard cannot locate the following glut's library, which is glut32. My question is, you should not be searching for glut32 if you know what I mean. You shouldn't be searching for glut32 in the first place. Yes, there's no glut32. Wait, so inside of this I need to change all the files. I did change all the files. I'm at code blocks, templates. Inside of the templates I have changed everything that was glut32 to free glut. No, it didn't work. Did it? Do I still have glut32 anywhere? No, I do not. I do not have glut32 anywhere. Yep. In that case, open wizard.script and here also replace glut32 with free glut. If I go to code blocks all over again and I go to min.gw, actually not min.gw, let's go to share, code block, templates, wizard, and inside of this glut wizard.script. If I open this up with Visual Studio Code and search for glut32, then it says that there is no such thing because I've replaced it with free glut. It should have worked ideally. Test. The location is min.gw64, but it still gave me an error. I mean, I'm not good at math. What did it take to reach where you are now? Okay, I'm going to repeat myself once again. So the thing is that you do not really need a lot of maths. You're fine with just the basics of maths, and if you know the basics of maths, you can learn DSA, and while learning DSA you can sort of improve your math skills while learning DSA. So you do not need to specifically work on your maths. If you know things like multiplications, divisions, addition, subtraction, that would be more than enough to start with DSA. So do not worry about that. If you want to start, then please start with DSA right away, and if there is any concept of mathematics that you face problems in, you can later on refer to that. So it shouldn't be a problem. You do not need to learn math specifically. The path that you entered seems valid, but this wizard can't locate the following glutes library file glut32 in it. The path, what was the error? The path you entered seems valid, can't locate the following glut library files glut32. Okay, I downloaded this. Yes, I did. I didn't have 4 files maybe, but anyways I replaced them anyways. After that I took those 2 files, I put them in there. I took free glut, I put that there. Once I was done, I went to share compiler wizard and I checked the file glut. glut.cbp. In here I changed the wizard script. Okay, I did everything. I did everything. I should have it working apparently, but it's not really working. I don't know why we still need glut32. Maybe I need to restart my laptop. Free glut. Yeah, it's saying free glut everywhere. Templates, cmd, code, and I'm going to check the files, which is free glut. Yes, I found it and it's here. What is glue32? Should I also replace this one? I assume not, because they're streaming every day until you get a job. Is it gonna be your first job, or have you worked anywhere else? No, I have not worked. I mean, I have done internships previously at different companies and places, but I have not worked anywhere as a full-time employee. So this is going to be my first full-time job whenever I get it. I hope that answers your question. Oh yes, here. Just need to change it to free glut. Yes, I did. Hi Kwanit, how are you? You came at the right time. I was trying to use... Hi Kwanit, did you install OpenGL on Windows? I'm facing a lot of problems, to be honest, and it's not fun. Yes, it's not fun. Should I try to install everything once again? Though to be honest, I really do not want to do that. It takes a lot of time and I hate nobody would have interviews later. Cool, good job bro. Interviews. So maybe I'll do it afterwards. Yeah, I have a Windows machine which makes it really hard to install and use this. If I had like if it wasn't for a Windows machine, things would have been really easy. But this is taking a lot of time because I'm still facing some weirdly specific problems which I should not face technically, but I'm still facing them somehow. Okay, alright, so that's pretty much it. I have to reinstall everything because I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of the fact that nothing is working right now. So let me reinstall the code blocks. And this is why I hate C++, because just to install or reinstall several things, it takes up a lot of efforts, and then you really do not want to work because you just invested all of your time in installing and reinstalling the same shit. That's one of the reasons why I hate C++. But yes, forget about it right for now because we'll have to install it somehow. Remove all the files. Yes, I remove all the files. Sure. I'm going to delete this one also since I've removed all the files. This is my installation path. This is where I will install code blocks. So let's go ahead and try to install code blocks first of all. Code blocks 2003, and let's see what version of code blocks 2003 is what we are supposed to install. So code blocks 2003 mingw setup.exe. Code blocks mingw setup.exe. 2003 mingw setup.exe. Yes. While the code blocks is installing, I have this downloaded already. So the next thing that we want to do once after we have installed code blocks is download the free glut. We will do that, but this time we're going to install code blocks in the C directory because I'm not willing to risk it now. I've already done this multiple times and I do not want to risk it once again. So this time we're going to install code blocks in the C directory itself. My C directory has only like 256 GB of space, so it gets filled up really quickly. That is the reason why I prefer to install these things on a separate hard drive. But that's not gonna work. This is my first day trying to understand OpenGL, and I've already spent like 1 hour. I've already wasted my 1 hour on the installation first of all. So again, just to prove my point that I hate C++ and I hate all the things that come with C++, including OpenGL. Hopefully I was a lot more excited about OpenGL until I realized that I have to install a lot of things. This takes away all the fun from the real product. Okay, while this is installing, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go to freeglut, install include gl, and we're supposed to have 4 folders there, but if I go there then I have 4 folders. Yes, I do. That's good. I thought I had only 2 folders. Very tiring process. It is installed. Okay, I do not want to run code blocks now, thank you. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to copy all those 4 folders from this and I want to put them somewhere else. So let's go ahead and copy these 4 folders. Copied. Now we want to put it in the folder where we have installed the WinGW in the code blocks. So that would be C drive, program files, code blocks, WinGW. And inside of code blocks WinGW, we have to go in the x64 WinGW. This is something new. Inside here we have to go to include GL. Include GL, and we have to paste everything here. Did it. Next thing that we have to do is, once this is done, the next thing that we need to do is go to the FreeGlut folder, go to lib, and copy both of these files, and then go to so I'm going to copy these two files. First of all, FreeGlut lib, copy these two files. Then go to code blocks, WinGW 86 lib, and paste them. Go to WinGW lib and paste them. Done. The next thing that we want to do is we want to go to that folder again, and we're going to go to the 864 and copy these two files also. So I'm at FreeGlut. Am I? Yes, no. Yes, I'm going to copy these two once again and paste them here. I'll put it in the Windows. So I'm here at Windows, program files. No, I just need to put it here in the Windows. Is it OS, Windows, and just put it there. OS, Windows, put it there. Done. And then program files, code block, share, code block compiler. So now we're finally moving towards the changing of name. Code block, share, code blocks, templates. We are checking for a file named glut.cbp, and we want to change the name in this file. So I'm going to open it using Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to replace this name. Glut32 can be replaced to FreeGlut, which is just once. FreeGlut. Retry as admin. Yes. Yep, it's done. So I change it to FreeGlut. Saved it. And once this is done, I'm going to go to the next file, which is in template wizard. Template wizard. The file name is template wizard code WinGW share code block templates wizard glut, and right here I want to change the windows to wizard.script. I'm gonna do the same thing once again. So for one more time I'm gonna say glut32 has to be replaced by free glut. Retry as admin, and this should be done. Okay, now we have done everything. Hopefully this was the last step, and once this is done I can open code blocks now. I can open code blocks hopefully, and I can try if it works. If it still doesn't work, I'm going to commit suicide. No, I won't, but I'm just saying that it should work technically after spending so much time. Yes, let's go with whatever version of compiler you want. I need to go to the compiler section, and I need to have this, which is okay. I need to make sure that I also have the same thing. Let's go to the compiler section, linker setting search directory tool. Okay, yes, I have this, but in the C++ compiler section I have something else, so I need to write the files for compiler. This is gonna be gcc.exe, 8664 w64 minGW32 -gcc.exe, gcc.exe minGW32. Okay, and for C++ compiler it's going to be the same file but g++.exe, and then exactly same file for linking the dynamic libraries, g++.cxe, linker ar.exe, winres, wingw code blocks, wingw C program files. Looks like I'm ready to go. Yeah, now I can create a new glut project. Hopefully I've spent so much time. Finally, I'm writing finally because I'm assuming that it's gonna work now, although not sure. I need to find the glut's location, which is x64. Inside of minGW I have to go to x64 minGW32, and that's where it is. minGW32 can't locate the include directory. Our wizard cannot locate the include directory. Okay, why do I have an error even now? We have an include directory. That's stupid. Why would you say that you cannot locate the oh, because I'm at the wrong location. Let's go to the program files, code blocks, minGW, x86, select this folder. After so much efforts, if I run this right now I would get an error, cannot find something. Just wanna check if he has anything different. Oh, he directly moved. That's such a nice person. I'll remove these three things for now. Right here I have to include windows dot h. There you go, I've included windows dot h. Now can you please do it for me? Says cannot find LGW32. I said that I do not have it. Can you give me the shapes that I have? Finally! It only took us 1 hour and 7 minutes 20 seconds to figure out how to install how to install MinGW code blocks, OpenGL glut on Windows and make it working. Oh, that's a very big deal for me. Good job, good job. So now we can hopefully start working with OpenGL. Or maybe even right now there's gonna be a lot of problems, but I'm very positive about it. I'm very positive about the fact that this is working, and I feel that I have a good feeling. Really good feeling. So how about we try out several things now? How about we try out several things and try to understand now? Well, the important part is not that it took us 1 hour. The important part is that we were able to do it finally at the end of the day, which is what matters, to be honest. So this looks like the easiest code to me. I want to understand this piece of code first, and I want to see if this works or not. If it doesn't work, then we will revert back to the original code and try to understand that, hopefully. But let's just check if this one can work. Well, it did work, right? It did work, to be honest. I do not know what we are trying to do here. We are just trying to put up some points onto the so all we're doing is we're actually creating some points. We are just creating some points, nothing else. Some points at given coordinates. That's all we're doing. And for the color, we are having red as one. So if I do this, then I'm assuming that the color will change. The color is now becoming yellow. And if I do everything one, then I won't see the points because it's white colored. So let's stick with 001. I like the blue color with the points. That's cool. So this is how you're supposed to draw points. First things first, this is very simple. You initialize, you also give the type of display, you give the window size, window position, create the window, and then finally you have your display function where you display whatever you want to display, and my init function, which you need to understand why do you have a my init function. Okay, alright. So Python 3 OpenGL script, no. C++ OpenGL graphic program to draw 3D house animation. 3D house animation, that's interesting, but we're gonna stick to the simpler one. Filled rectangle with color using OpenGL and glut library. So these are the vertices of that rectangle that you can draw. And when you're drawing a polygon, you can give it polygon instead of a points, GL points. You can give it polygon, and then this would be drawn. Everything else remains the same. All I need to do is change this to this. So this way I have new points, and I have to change this to this, right? So it's just to make sure that this is just to make sure that I actually fill the polygon with some color. But it didn't work. Why it didn't work? That's an interesting question. Am I missing something? I'm missing a lot of libraries, but I do not know if these are so important to us. If they were so important, why didn't we do it when we were in the first part? Why didn't we do that in the first part? Well, it works now. So we need to understand everything now. This is to clear all the pixels. This is to give the color. This is the word. These are the vertices. This is simple for loop, and we are going to draw these vertices. And since it's polygon, so we are going to write everything. Everything else remains the same in the init function. The init function remains exactly the same. All we have changed is the display function. Do we have another one? So my question is, it's not a question, if I change this to points, what do I get? Yeah, just the 4 ends of a polygon. That's what I get since I wrote GL points. Okay, and what else can I do with it? What does glue ortho 2D means? What does glue ortho 2D means? So what does this function do? Well, a glue ortho 2D setup an orthographic projection matrix with a given left, right, top and bottom, but a fixed near and far plane of -1, 1. Okay, this means this creates a projection matrix which maps 0 to the left border of the viewport, 640 to the right border, 480 to the bottom, 0 to the top border. Oh, so we just oh, that's so good. I mean, the best part, here's the funny thing. The funny thing is that I've spent like 2 days last week trying to understand all of these projections, orthographic and orthographic projection matrix and perspective projection matrix and everything like that. And I in those 2-3 days I actually gave a lecture on these particular topics. I gave a lecture to my class, to my batch, and that's why I am very confident, and I have all of these things clear in my head. So you do need a lot of maths if you want to do OpenGL. In general, I feel that if you want to do 3D graphics or processing or something like that, then you need some sort of maths. Okay. Glue Ortho 2D takes left, right, bottom, top. Left, right and bottom, top. So left is 0, right is 1, bottom, top, and the near and far planes are from -1, +1 for this window size of 500, 500, which works really nicely. Okay, this looks really cool. If def apple, then this, else glue.h. I can remove the if part. I can also remove this part. So I have these 4 points, which is fine. Let's go back here and let's write polygon, because I want to have a polygon. Okay, once again this is a polygon, but it's not interactive. I do not know how to make it interactive. There must be a really nice and interesting way of making it interactive. By the way, I love this color. No, not this one. I still need to do, let's say 0.5 and 0.8. Yeah, this is very close to the color that I like. Pretty close. Cool. So we understand now these things. What else is there? I'm excited. I'm pretty excited for it. So what if I actually say that the orthographic projection matrix is same, but my view size window size is actually a lot more now. Is it going to affect the size of my cube? Of course it will, of course it will. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? It is supposed to affect the size of the cube. Now I'm assuming that this is a cube. Is this a cube? Maybe, who knows. Should I try the vertices to be so these are my four, so I'm drawing a square, not a cube, I'm sorry. So let's say the vertices of this, can I give a number here instead of a negative thing, instead of floating point thing? Can I give an actual number? I can. Cool, I can give an actual number. So one of the vertices could be, another vertex could be simply 0, 0, and then yeah, 1, 0, 1 could be another vertex, and 0, 1, 0 could be another vertex. Now I have a cube, but it is really a huge cube, and whatever is in the near clipping plane, I'm not able to see that. So it's really hard to explain what I'm seeing, but I have a complete idea of whatever I'm seeing right now. Okay, so this was 500, 500. What I can do is I can maybe say that this is 100, 0, and this is also 100, 0. And my near clipping and far clipping planes are the same. This didn't work because this, why did it not work, by the way? So I said this is 100, 100, this is 500, maybe even 10 would work if not 100. My near clipping and far clipping planes are -1. I would not see anything, would I? That's a very small thing. Okay, so this is very interesting and funny, but now let's go back to the original code. Okay, this is our untouched square. I can draw a square. What else can we do? How to have a camera in OpenGL glute. How do I have a camera? How do I set up the camera, by the way? Okay, I've been working on a game engine. I've started 2D graphics with just STL, but I've been slowly moving to 3D capabilities by using OpenGL. How to get things done using glute, which I'm not using. No, I want to use glute only. So this is the logic here. Use a timer callback to increment an angle and post a redraw. What is this, by the way? What does this piece of code do? I'm gonna try out everything on internet. Oh, but there is no camera. Okay, maybe the camera is moving, but the shape is fixed, isn't it? Yep, I assume that that's the case. OpenGL camera. Let's try to understand the OpenGL camera. Camera or view space. The camera position is easy. The camera position in the vector is a point. So it is, we can set the camera at any point. We have the direction, axis and everything. These matrices we have seen already. If you want to walk around, then we have to move the camera position along with the movement of the person. How do I implement this using glute? Maybe I can type setting up a first person camera in OpenGL to move around in your 3D world. The first person camera is a very useful tool which helps you navigate in a 3D world. This is a tutorial where you will be using glute. So if you don't have already project, you can copy this code and begin with this piece of code. Well, If I copy paste this piece of code, then I see that there are some things like timer, reshape display, which are not created until now. Void timer display cube in OpenGL, because that would be very helpful if I can draw a cube. Having a cube would make sure that I can let's try to have a cube in OpenGL. Okay, I will have to end the stream right now because my laptop is not able to take away all the things that are running currently, and I do not want to mess with it. So that's it for today's stream. I'll be streaming in the evening if I get the time,